followed by Chinese Taipei, Singapore. Are there any more upsets on the cards today? Well, this next match, I'm not sure if you could call it an upset, but Sri Lanka will be looking to finish strong on day one of this final leg against China. Sri Lanka have appeared in 2 cup finals on the trot. Got smoked in Seoul by Hong Kong 36-0. But they'll grow an extra arm and a leg here in front of their home crowd. China have not been convincing today, although they did beat Singapore 34-5. And they did beat Chinese Taipei 28-0. I feel like they haven't hit their straps yet. But when they do, they could beat any team here this weekend. With players on both sides. We've got 2 real superstars, don't we, Justin?
Yes, Danushka Ranjan, the captain, number 8, Rawate. They've got pace, they've got go-to players all over this team. And so have China. Gao, Jiang, Feng, Hu, Shan, Chong Ma. They spread the rewards and the spoils across their team as well. They've improved dramatically, China. They're fit, but so has this Sri Lankan team. Coach Matt Turner has really made a big difference. They're second on the series. They've made 2 finals here in front of their home crowd.
Referee Noriaki Hashimoto also been appointed to the World Series. 4 referees with us this weekend have all been appointed, and that's great news for Asian rugby. Here we go, the penultimate game on day one, as the in-form Sri Lankans will look to give China a good solid scene off here. Sri Lanka absolutely pasted Singapore 66-0, the biggest score of the series. And talked about an extra arm and a leg. Here goes Danushka Ranjan, one of the most well-balanced runners you'll see in Asian rugby, in world rugby, let's say. There's the returning skipper, Muthu Tantri, back from injury. Danushka Ranjan retains the captaincy. There goes Dayan. Dansha Dayan decides to take it in to contact, and Shan Chung Shun bundles him up. Pereira. Good hands from Surya Bandera, and the referee says forward. May have got a call from the assistant referee across there. Looked marginal, looked like a line ball.
Well, it might have been a Kiwi line ball, but to me it was always forward. Look at that.
Just drifted forward.
And a knock on as well. Then the Chinese player, of course, Feng Wenru, knew it was. Just making sure the ref got it, the assistant referee. China have a chance. It's going to be a pretty close game there. Yeah, you can't get much out of Sri Lanka beating Singapore. I think it was 66-0. So, in many ways, Sri Lanka may have a bit more in the petrol tank.
Especially in front of your home crowd, it does things to you. Here they come to China. Ma with a rare mistake. We talked about superstars, and he is also one in the game. This young man from China. Struggling to get out of their own quarter of the field, their own third of the field, and now they give it a little bit of air. This is a good run from Chan over the halfway. Here's Ma Chong. He gets past Danushka Ranjan. Final defender gets him. Richard Dharmapala pulls him down. Shan gets up, picks up and goes, and going to finish it off is Feng Wenru, and they're on the board, China, with one of their own. And good play in the build-up by a handful of the Chinese players, all contributing there.
All contributing indeed. His 5th try for the season, Feng. But this player, Ma Chong, who continues to impress. He's got all the skills. He is so busy. He involves himself in much of their play. There he is, lining up the kick. The red boots matching the black and red socks. takes his time. Goes wide, but again, coaches love consistency and they love players who do their job well and are consistent. Look at this. Off the step, swivels, nails 3 defenders, Sri Lankan defenders there, and bang, presence of mind it was from Shan Chang Shun. And that is a good China try with Feng Wenru.
So 5-0. That silenced the crowd a little bit as Ratwat goes up and just leaves it there, and easy peasy for who. Just luckily for Sri Lanka there, China getting ahead of themselves, but quick one taken to Shang. Takes it back into the traffic and he beats them easily on the 22 and punctures the back line and lets it down like an old bike tyre as he goes in for try number 2. And that was a little bit too easy.
I've got to say though, Grant, you can think it was Chen who played on quickly from the line out on the touch, and I love that type of creative play. It's his 7th try of the series, Shan, but it caught the Sri Lankans napping. They thought they were coming into the line out, and poor defence because they had a couple of backs turned. And that is a great China try again. And Chong Ma, look at this, quick ball, big deep floater infield. And he sizes up the defence. 2 Sri Lankan defenders in and around Shan. And that is a crucial try in a game like this. Great creativity.
Sri Lankans left looking at each other. That's always a sign that the communication wasn't there when they end up just looking at each other. I thought you had him. Ma Chong puts that one up. It's a bomb, but it's only gone about 2 metres, and for a man of his capabilities, he'll be cross with himself.
Cross, his coach is doing backflips on the sideline. You've just done 2 great involvements in 2 very good China tries. Can you please take a bit more time on the restart?
Sri Lanka now eager to get on the board in front of their home crowd. Look at that, the show and go, and straightening up is Surya Bandara up over the 10-metre line now. Pereira hoists it away. Mutitantri. Here's a good bit of straightening up down the middle. Listen to the crowd. Richard Dharmapala. And what poise, what balance. And he points towards the heavens and the full moon and says, "We're back."
He calms down now. He was excited when he got up from placing the ball. The game's not over yet, Richard Dharmapala. He did score a good try. It's his first for the series. You don't see an All Black celebrate like that too much. There's plenty of time left in this game. But a good comeback by Sri Lanka, as we see. Look at this. He sizes it up off the left foot and then off the left foot again, and just pulls the legs out on that cover defence. Looks both ways, looks again on the inside. That's a good score.
That's his 4th try, actually. Graphics running amok here. He's now leading try scorer today. 4 tries. His 2 teammates, Ranjan and Pereira, are close behind him on 3 each. And there is another Justin Sampson killer.
Which highly unusual, to be fair, with Sri Lanka. They've been spot on with their restarts. Those snow-like ice cone balls that just hang in the NFL, they call that hang time of 4.5 seconds. They don't count if you don't make 10.
Here we go then. Referee Hashimoto gives them a free kick on halfway, and that's a really poor pass behind the back of Chen there, and they've just butchered that last attempt. So interesting half of rugby. 2 quick tries to China. Richard Dharmapala comes back with his 4th try to keep them in the hunt as they break for some water and oxygen.
Well, let's see who does the talking in which huddle as China leave 12 points to 7 in front of this home crowd. And here's a China to Ma Chong off the left foot, swivels, There's 3 Sri Lankan defenders, which helps where the space is, and there was no one in front of the ruck. And you could see that Shan Chang Shun. And that is a first good try there to Fan Wen Ru. Again, China, a quick line out from Chen, way deep in midfield. And the presence of mind, it was all Shan again, who took his time placing the ground. And then it's Sri Lanka's turn. And what a great try it was. Richard Dhamapala evades the cover defence, keeps looking, knows he's got it, keeps going. Important reply for Sri Lanka.
Justin, top point scorer in this series, Ben Rimini, with 105 points now. 8 tries, 36 conversions. Who's next on the list? It's Zhao Ying, the Chinese women's player, who's not even here this weekend. She's still holding on with 75 points. Then Chong Ma with 71. Maya Shimizu from Japan with 70. These are women's players. Lee Jones coming in third spot. And referee Noriaki Hashimoto-san gets us underway. And there's another borderline bomb from Ma, and he's muffed it again. Will they try to play it? No, they won't. And
it's unforgivable, really. I know we keep harping on it, but it's a simple thing. Who would want to be a coach? You're leading, either have a crack on that 50-50 ball just over the 10 or bang it deep into the corner and come up in one line.
Dhamapala, the try scorer, gets the toes twinkling. Here goes Danushka Ranjan. He gets nailed in a bit of a high one by Ma, who didn't mean to. He just fell into his... Here goes the big man go. Everyone loves looking at this. Gets the big legs open. Coming back at him is Ratwat, but Gao can't finish it off. What a sight to behold. Now they swing it wide to Feng. Feng's going to trot over, surely. Surely he's going to finish this. Yes, he does. He reaches out, finishes off the hard work by Gao, and that's a cruel blow for Sri Lanka early in the second half. How about the big man, Gao?
The big man, Gao, he almost got it, didn't he? But it was Feng Wen Ru. It all started back when Muthu Thantri couldn't get a hand in that 40 metre, the 25 metre going backwards. And then Feng almost cocked it up, didn't he? All he had to do was zip across into the corner and go wide, but he stepped inside twice. Ma Chong with a conversion attempt. That's a better effort. Kept his head down and followed through better. Those 2 points that count in this game. Here it is. Look at the big fella go. He almost got it. You can see how close he was. Gao. And then there's no one out here. Quick ends. And look, all he had to go was into the corner. Step inside one. Almost got out, just reached out.
And that's another restart that looks like it's gone too long. What's going on here? He's allowed a quick play. Not sure exactly what happened there. That could have just have easily been a Sri Lanka feed to that line. And here he goes again. This huge rangy specimen of a bloke. He loves to get the ball in hand, open up the legs. Here's Shan. Who's outside there? It's Ma. Back inside to Feng Wen Ru. Big man Chen gets over the top and looks up, and there's no one there. Shan is going in for try number 4. And they're making Sri Lanka look a little bit average out there.
They are looking a little bit average because of this China performance. And Shang Chang Shun, his second try, there was no one in front. There doesn't seem to be a bit of organisational communication by Sri Lanka, but China is really not letting the pressure off them at all. They look fit, they look energised, and they really want this game there. There is no doubt. Ma Chong lines it up again. He gives that a bit of a stab and a jab. It goes wide. But Jiang was involved in that one a couple of times. Here we go. Shan. And then there he is, Jiang, number 4. And they regroup, the patience that they have, and no one manning up on that pillar on the ruck. And he saw that.
Looks now like an unassailable lead in the second half, as finally trying to get one right from the restart. And Richard Kanchana Ramanayaka takes it down, and Gunnar Atney's on the field. And look at this big man go. He's like a buffalo on the high felt. There was a good chance to peg 5 back, and it's gone begging.
Gunnar Ratney, wasn't it? Look, here he goes. Bounce 1, bounce 2. Gets away from 3 almost. And he did everything right. He did everything good. And it went forward, and it was knock on. Ball security. It's just not this normal Sri Lankan team. Perhaps that game against Singapore has got to go into a different mentality comfort zone. I don't know, but China's right up for it.
They're really running away with this one. 4 tries to 1 with a couple of minutes left now. China just looking to pile on a bit more misery, looking strong as they go in to the semi-finals tomorrow. There's a knock on there as Chen soccers it away. And China, well, they're going to go through yet again undefeated through the pool, but that hasn't translated into day 2 success for them so far. They come back on day 2, same as Korea really. Took out the pool. Here's Chen, this monster of a man. He's got a bit of a backache. He's going off, and on comes Wang Xiu, also going off as Shan Changshun. And so Sri Lanka, they've come out strong on day 2 of both tournaments, whereas China and Korea have not.
You make a good point. When we talk about consistency, day 1 is fine, but you've got to get it on day 2, don't you? It's an energised China team. Both the men's and the women's have improved dramatically.
The worst thing that can happen to them is to go back to the hotel and reflect on their day. They should just keep playing. Ma Chong getting back there, and look at the desperation. There's a spring in their step for China now. They are giving the posts a bit of a masterclass here, showing everyone else what they're capable of. Can they make a cup final? Gao, he's a tireless worker, this big man. Usually plays the whole 14. Tanushka Ranjan, not even he can unlock this rabid Chinese defence today. Flung away by Kevin Joseph, and another poor mistake there. And that is really summing up their performance in this final match of today. They'll be gutted. Matt Turner will be
It's 2 different games, isn't it, Grant? That Singapore game and what we're seeing here, those simple mistakes we don't normally see from Sri Lanka. It's cool conditions. They're in front of their home crowd. I don't know if that Singapore score has had an effect on them, that they think this is just going to happen. We see that a lot sometimes.
A false dawn.
False dawn, that's a good description. But it's a good China effort too. Let's not take anything away.
Absolutely. Oh, a little knock on at the base there. So
now that was better Sri Lanka play, wasn't it? Good pressure. You want that, your halfback to come around and put a little bit of annoying little presence on him. Yap at his heels.
I tell you what's undone them, the Sri Lankans. The radio-controlled Pelicans were packed up early. They got the batteries recharging. Strategic Pelicans have not come back to wreak havoc on the Chinese.
I can't wait for the kangaroo court later to penalise you on
Here we go. Breaking through, Dharmapala is going to go in for another try of this tournament, but it's all too late as he's still happy. And why wouldn't you be? But as a team effort, it's been a little bit disappointing. Have to pick themselves up from this for tomorrow, and I'm sure they will. They're a classy outfit, and with a little bit of fine-tuning, they'll be back tomorrow. 2 tries to Dhamapala, 2 tries to Sri Lanka. It's all over, and tails up China. Can they take that momentum into day 2, and can Sri Lanka now go back? Matt Turner's down there shaking hands, realises
so China coming out
he's
there,
been outgunned here,
26 points to
but
14.
they'll be back
Well
tomorrow,
played to both teams.
and no
Congratulations
doubt
to China, unbeaten.
they'll be up against Hong Kong. South Korea will play Sri Lanka. It's a rematch of Korea, and time will tell. There goes Ma Chong. Didn't really get on the scoreboard himself except for a few kicks, but instrumental.
Yes, and it was all China play in the first half, wasn't it? But this is the bit I like. They're looking to play on. They're looking to speed up the speed of the game. And Shan had a presence of mind to come in and then go out and race away while the defence was napping. Sri Lanka responded well. Got themselves back into the game through this fellow. His first try, Richard Dhamapala. And you sort of sense that perhaps that Sri Lanka were going to come back into the game, but China kept going. And good consistency, great presence of mind where the space was. Again, Jiang was involved, but Feng Wenru just made it. He made hard work of it. Again, in front from the ruck, Jiang, switch of play, short side, caught the Sri Lankan defence napping a little bit. They're not getting numbers at the ruck. That's the other thing that is unusual. But they were better in the second half. And a good scrum push from China, but it was a nice little dummy. That affected the Chinese defence. And Richard Dhamapala took full advantage of that because they were all up from that scrum push.